Hello, Pigaholics. I come to you today with another challenge lock. It's going to be a fun weekend. I have 3 challenge locks that I have to gut that I've picked. This one is Haribo's Imp, number 87. And this one is an interesting one. Let's get that in center. So you can see from the bitting, it's not overly drastic, and those back two, they're almost 0 lift pins. You kind of gotta nudge them. This lock is all about the first 4 cuts. And I'm not quite sure, it's been about a week since I picked this, what we're gonna find in it. But I'm thinking maybe a pin and pin, at least 1, maybe 2. But the first 4 cuts certainly make this one a real fun pick. Not too easy at all, just like all of Harry's. And this is in a GG. And let's see if we can get the spring or the clip off easily, because these things are usually a real big pain in the butt. And I forgot my other screwdriver. The GGs have a really strong spring in them. And like always, remember to shim your locks. That one goes in there really nicely and easily. We shall see what we shall see. Let's use the other end. That shim is getting caught on something, but it doesn't appear to be affecting too much. Oh yeah. So there's a pin in number 3 there, and a taper in the back. Oh yay, and a taper in the front. That was the other thing I was feeling. And we can see when we remove the key, it was back to almost 0 lift. And some of these that actually just, you have to lift way, way high. That pin in pin was causing some fits. And the taper in number 1, so. Oh yeah. This is Haribo, that's for sure. Oh. Lovely torpedo driver, or pin in number 2. Pin in number 3. A little serrated pin in number 4. Oh, this thing's mad for oversets, but luckily, oh geez. Let's see, we have serrations in 1, 2, there's a fine lip on number 3 and number 4, serrations in 5, and once again, I'm off camera, so let's go back over it again. Threaded in 1, threaded in 2, kind of like a little, I don't know, there's a little catch point on all of them you don't normally see on the GGs. Threaded in 5 and 6. And let's go for the fun. What do we have in the uppers? Normally Harry will, yes, and he does. He throws a taper on a taper. Get those big GG springs out of there too. Ooh, that's a pretty pin. I call it like a pyramid spool. It's got a nice angle to it. Really pretty. And now comes the fun of a pin and pin. Oh, no. So we have a pin and pin, but not a pin and pin driver. Okay, we just hit the first weird thing. As we all know, pins are not supposed to stick to the tweezers. So the little pin and pin, let's see if we can get that to focus. There we go. The inside is a magnet, but the top driver, which is just a beautiful spool, is not magnetic. So I don't understand that. Harry will have to explain that one at some point. That one's not coming out. We're gonna leave that in there. Jump back to number 6. And once again, ooh, a serrated taper. And just a nice serrated top driver in 5. We have a master wafer in number 4. I think something was put in wrong, because maybe somebody's gutted this, but this should be on top of that magnetic pin and pin. So we have a magnet T driver. See if I can get that, since it's sticking to my tweezers here. And everything is sticking. There's another little pin that attracts to it. There we go. So it is a 2-part spool. So we can take the magnet off, and we have, Jesus. So it's a T-pin spool that you have to pick correctly. No, now we just had everything explode because they're neodymium magnets. Let's get those back in the right order. But I think this lock was put together wrong by somebody. It's been pulled apart. I'll have to get with Harry and ask him, because we're just gonna leave it like that because it just doesn't want to do its thing. So you can get springs out, see if he's done anything in the uppers. We do have a skinny. Now everything's magnetic. That's not right. That one was actually on top of this one. And we've lost springs. It is chaos here today at the lab. This bronze spring should be with the magnet, because it's non-magnetic, where the GGs are steel springs that are somewhat doing their thing. And we have chaos on the floor. Let's see if we've got anything. Oh yes. Threading in number 6. Nothing in number 5. Nothing in number 4. Oh yeah. Threading in 1. Threading in 2. Nothing in 3, where it was sitting over that pin. You can't see that he's pulled these out. He's done a great job knocking them out, putting them back in to not show anything on the outside that he has done anything. But yes, we have threading in a couple different places. We gotta love that sound. So let me see if I can separate these. Let's get this back into focus. Get rid of you, put the key there. Yeah. See, and I think this is the proper way for this. It wasn't this way because there's no reason to have a magnet pin and pin separating T-pin when they're not together. This would really throw confusion into the place, but this is not the way I found it. I found the pin and pin in number 3 with the, I'm gonna I'm gonna put the magnet away from everything. So we had, let's get a close-up look of these. Number 1, taper and a taper driver. Number 2, beautiful torpedo pin and that tapered spool. Number 3, pin and pin that had the spool above it, but I think really this spool, sorry for knocking the camera, should be over number 4. Number 5, beautiful torpedo with the rough edge to catch in the threading that's in there, the serration, and then number 6, taper with a tapered driver with serration on top. And then the 2-part mushroom T-pin spool. That is something new. I will have to get with Harry on that and make sure I assemble this correctly. So that is Harry Bowes Imp number 87. Enjoy your day, Pickaholics.